Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Gilded Tarot by Cyril Marchetti. Website on here, llewellyn.com. Another deck I have by Cyril, I think it's usgamesinc.com. So there's a couple different websites I've seen for Cyril, but feel free to check out, Cyril. Look up, if you look up Cyril's name, I think you'll easily find stuff by them. So, supportive oracle cards, spellcasting oracle cards by Flavia, Barbara, and Lisbeth. There's a few websites for them. The one that always pops out to me is shewhoisart.com. There's a few others though. Feel free to freeze frame and check out what you want if you're interested. Okay, what do we have for Sagittarius? Let's see. I hope that doesn't... It feels like fun energy, so let's find out. My first thought was, I hope it doesn't backfire. What does that mean? What does that... Okay. Whatever. Whatever, devil card. Whatever. Is it that bit? I hope it doesn't backfire. I keep getting that. Okay, let's... Transformation. Okay. Okay. What are we doing? There's a lot of good energy here, right? Okay, good. Is this... Okay, what is the deal? Because you're starting off with the Sun card. This feels really good to start. You also have the Ace of Wands. Fire, you're a fire sign. Should be cool, should be great, should be fun. Okay, I just kind of want to, like, woo, have fun with it. Or I don't know why I'm so excited, but I'm like, this feels fun to start with. I don't see a problem. I also see, like, there's very random energy around here. In my experience, Sagittarius can flow with random energy. It doesn't seem to be a challenge for y'all. If things are random, you can go with it. This needs to be done? Okay. Oh, wait, something else? Okay. Well, wait, what? Something? Okay. What? Oh, different? Yeah, sure. You just keep moving. You're just kind of like, that's all right. I can handle it. I got this. I'm good. A lot of fun energy. The thing is, I think what's bothering me is you're doing a lot. You seem to be picking up a lot of pieces. You don't seem to be bothered by it. You like things that switch up. It keeps you going, keeps you alive. As long as it seems to be going in a good direction. As long as it seems to be making sense. I get this weird feeling like, I gotta keep my eye out though. Because you have the Seven of Swords looming around you, right? Participating and being a productive part of the situation, that's great. Being used by other people, that's bull. There's no need for that. I feel like this is getting a little bit, like, people are keeping you busy. Alright, you want to keep busy, you want to be an active part, you want to do your part. The thing is, you should be doing your part, not everybody's part. You shouldn't be doing other people's work for them. You shouldn't be doing yours and somebody else's. And I feel like here and there, people are just giving you a little extra without you realizing it. And there might be a couple other people who do the same thing. And you just end up doing the work of like 3 people without even realizing it. And the reason you're not realizing it is because you keep going from one to the next, one to the next, one to the next. And you're just getting things done, not realizing you're doing 3 times the work that everybody else is. This is a little, no. I don't, no, we don't like that. No. Like, if it's going to serve you, if you're going to get a promotion because of that, that's one thing. You know what I mean? I don't see it working out that way, though. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. This reminds me of a situation where you kind of you're being very, very cooperative, and people are taking it for granted. Excuse me. Not a fan. You will figure it out at some point, right? I kind of feel like let's figure it out sooner rather than later, and let's kind of angle this to your benefit sooner rather than later. So the analogy, I'm seeing this very vividly. So, okay, this might be uncomfortable. So this is how I'm seeing it. I'm tracking what I'm doing. I don't know, I feel like Sagittarius isn't always a fan of that. But you need to track how much you're doing and when you're doing it and who you're helping. Especially if this is a work thing. And then, if you have access to your file, you want to log how much you're helping and who you're helping and how much you're doing. Because if that's how this is going to go, where you're doing all this extra work, I feel like you're kind of like, yeah, I want to help. I don't want to be like, I don't want to do everybody's job. And then people think, I just don't want to work, because that's not the case. But if I'm going to do it, I need to get some credit for it. So you want to make note of it as much as you can. I feel like it won't go more than a week, and somebody's going to notice it, and then people are going to be kind of cranky about it, and I feel like you're just going to have to stand your ground, kind of like, what? I did do that. I should be credited for that. Everybody wants to move ahead. I want to move ahead. You want to move ahead. This should go to my credit. This will help me get that next promotion. I'm doing really good. Clearly, you're doing the work of 3 people is what I keep getting. Like, for this reading, I keep getting you're doing the work of 3 people, which is fine. But when your review comes up or you want to go for that next position, go, hey, one of the reasons you want me is because apparently I do the work of 3 people and people expect that. So when you're hiring somebody for this job, you're actually hiring 1 person. But in reality, you're going to get the work of 3. So you might as well choose me. I mean, is that not a huge selling point? Not that you want to be overworked for the rest of your life. So, but I don't know. Like, I'm saying that, I'm like, well, we don't want to paint ourselves in a corner now, do we? But I don't know. I feel like when you point out or when you're like giving yourself credit for doing all this, people take notice, and then people get bent out of shape a little bit. It might be a little stressful. You'll be fine. It's stress that you could get through. This is a successful stress. This is in the sense of like, you deserve to be credited for this. It's not right that people get bent out of shape for you wanting to get credit for the honest work that you did. Like, that's not good. That's a very, like, I don't know, that's not good. Like, if you're feeling bad about getting credit for the honest work you did, that's not good. Like, either something's up with that environment that you're dealing with, or maybe emotionally you got to sort something out, because if you're honestly doing that work, you should be getting credit for it. That's not selfish to be credited for what you actually did. It would be more selfish for people who didn't do that work to be taking credit for work they did not do. Now, that's not right. Let's just, because that's what's going to happen. If you don't take credit for the work you do, they get credit for work you did. And that's not right. That is definitely not right. So it may be uncomfortable, but it's called for. There's nothing wrong with it. You shouldn't feel bad about it. They may not like it. That says more about them than you. Because justice will come in. And justice is saying, listen, why? I feel like what justice is going to do is basically say, yeah, Sagittarius is doing the work of 3 people. Why? Like, do we not need this many people in this department? Maybe we could let some of you go. If like, is Sagittarius just superhuman, or do you all just super suck? I don't know. I couldn't stop myself from saying it for some reason. Like, what is the deal? It's like one or the other. Is there half and half? What's going on? Like, what is it? Because I feel justice is coming in saying, all right, well, either Sagittarius is really awesome, or the rest of you just really aren't. Like, what is it? And it's kind of like Sagittarius is pretty awesome. And some other people are just trying to get away with things they shouldn't. Even though I feel like a lot of these people, if they tried to do the work of 3 people, they'd fall flat on their face. That's a whole other story. I'm like a little bitter about it now. I'm not a Sagittarius. I don't know why I'm getting bitter, but I'm a little bitter about it. Bitter butter memories. Who is that? I think that was Rose. It was a Rose Nyland line in Golden Girls. Bitter butter memories. Things are going to turn around, because all you have to do is give yourself credit for what you honestly did. There's nothing wrong with that. And then justice comes in. Somebody comes in and mediates this right out. I do feel like you still get credit for it. but I also feel like when I see courage come in, I'm getting like a Leo feel with this because of that lion. This does feel like the strength card to me. This does feel very much like Leo, which just makes me feel like it doesn't have to be a Leo coming in, but a very strong personality is going to sort this right out real fast. You will get credit. You'll get credit for doing the work of 3 people, but you'll also get the credit for calling something out that needed to be called out in a very diplomatic way. Because it's not like you went forward and said, hey, why do I have to do the work of 3 people? Why can't everybody else pull their weight? You didn't do that. All you did was make sure people knew, hey, if this is what I'm going to do, then I just want credit for it. And people took notice. So you handled it in a very good way, in a very diplomatic way. You did what needed to be done. You made sure the ship kept sailing. And other people had to notice it, to fix it, and they did. They like it. This might be a very strong ally for you, by the way. This might be somebody who remembers you as somebody that they want on their team going forward. This is somebody who very much respects somebody who does honest work and make sure that they get credit for their own work. Leo would be the type of energy that usually makes sure that people know what they did. They take credit for what they do. I think of them as honest. I don't know if that's normal for Leo, but my experiences with Leo is they're very honest. They're not shy, and they make sure they get credit for what they did. And that's why I'm not saying this is going to be a Leo person, but I'm getting like there's a lot of respect for somebody who puts themselves out there and says, you know what, I did this. I deserve credit for this. I'm not taking anything away from anybody. I'm just making sure you know I did this and they didn't, because it's not fair somebody gets credit for my work. That's not right. So this is somebody who has a lot of respect for you doing things the way you did and making sure you get correct credit. Other people are going to be a little bit bent out of shape. I don't know if we should feel bad about that, because you highlighted their shortcomings. When I get animals, that comes in a few different ways, but when I feel animals, like literally the way it's coming in for this reading, and I am an intuitive reader, just to be fair, it's kind of like when I think of animals, you take care of animals, they're very loyal, but you got to take care of them, you know what I mean? You always look out for your animals, you take them to the vet, you make sure they have food, you make sure they have water, you take them for whatever you got to take them for, you give them, loving, whatever you got to do, you pet them, all the other good stuff. You make sure they have a nice little bed, all that good stuff, right? But you take care of them, right? You have to take care of animals when you have pets. Maybe I'm looking at this more as pets than animals, just to be fair. So the people who tried to pull this little fast one is kind of what I'm seeing it as. They're now looking at, they're being looked at like they're lacking. Like they have to be kind of like taken care of. Like they can't really do these things on their own. Somebody has to look out for them and make sure they can do enough on their own. You obviously can do more than enough all on your own. But these other people, there's like a bad reputation that's going to follow them. Kind of like, well, I guess they got overwhelmed, so they kind of like pushed their work off on Sagittarius. And Sagittarius could do it, but I guess these other people couldn't. That's why they did that. So it's looking bad for them. And that's good. Because, if you're going to pull a fast one, that's kind of what you pay. Again, justice coming in. Justice coming in. Transformation is coming through. You're going to have better things come out of this. There's more to come with this, with the Knight of Pentacles and the transformation. You just got to give it some time to sort out. I don't know where it's going right now because it's a general read, and I guess it depends on what happens next. But it's good for you. I feel very good that it's good for you. Other people are other people. I do feel like there's a transformation coming over time. More good things are going to come your way. It's just we got to give it some time to come forward. So this does work in your favor. This is a worthwhile situation to handle. All right, I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.